Wisdom teeth, also known as third molars, are the final set of teeth to grow into the mouth. And most people have 4 wisdom teeth. While some people's wisdom teeth grow in without causing any issues or distress, most people's jaws are too small to accommodate the 4 extra molars. Dr. Graves from AOMS is here today to discuss why frequent dental exams is the best way to ensure that your wisdom teeth do not become a threat to your overall health. We talked about this before. Wisdom teeth, we used to have, hundreds of years ago, had a good use for them.
Oh yeah, that's right. We talked about that.
Right,
the diets have changed. We have more of a refined diet these days. So your jaw doesn't have to work as hard. So your jaw doesn't grow as big as it used to. So your jaws are smaller now compared to our ancestors, so to speak. So the wisdom teeth become impacted. And like you said, about 85% of people have mouths that are too small for your wisdom teeth to grow in. And then of the 15% of the people who actually get their wisdom teeth in, about 80% of them actually get cavities in those teeth, just because of the fact they're so far back, they're hard to keep clean. A lot of times you have a little bit of tissue that kind of grows over the back of it that kind of traps food.
Yeah. So in terms of that, we often talk about going to the dentist on a regular basis, making a regular part, because by the time you feel it, you probably waited too long at that point, right? Once you feel that discomfort.
Yeah, because most of the time you're in your late teens, early 20s when you kind of start experiencing that stuff. And some of that stuff resides on itself, and some of it gets worse. But when it comes to the wisdom teeth, from about right now until January the 1st is a real busy time of the year for people to have their wisdom teeth out.
Really?
For a couple of reasons. Is that a lot of people don't want their kids to miss school.
Okay,
because there is about a 2 or 3 day recovery period from it. So a lot of people like to book this over the Christmas holidays.
Okay.
And plus, we all have, not everybody, but people with dental insurance need to use those benefits before the end of the year.
Yeah.
And dental insurance is one of those things, it's use it or lose it type of deal.
Okay, so in terms of the frequent dental exams and their importance, at what point should we start that with the kiddos?
Oh, we have a pediatric practice, as you know. We'll typically start seeing them at 6 months for their first dental visit. Right. But, I always recommend just going to the dentist twice a year. When you go to the dentist twice a year, you'll have your teeth cleaned, but also they'll take x-rays at that time. And a lot of times the x-rays can see if the wisdom teeth are kind of growing in sideways or how much spacing you're going to have. And
we were having this conversation with some friends the other day, and literally said, I haven't been to the dentist in like 6 years. And I was like, oh, Lord.
Is this like a support group here?
Yeah, it might be time.
Okay.
It might be time. So in terms of the damage that the wisdom teeth can do to the, what are we talking about in terms of if you leave them in, the damage?
You can have some potential for crowding of your teeth. Because, look, the wisdom teeth are going to grow to completion regardless of how much room you have and regardless of the angle of them. So they're going to kind of push their way in. Also, the thing that you always worry about is getting cavities in your second molars.
And infections too.
And infections.
We've also got cysts and tumors. So how does that, do they form right there on the wisdom teeth and the roots of it? Well,
when we talk about infections, for one, it's hard to get clean back there.
Yeah.
It creates a little pocketing behind your molars, and then you have a tendency to kind of pack bacteria in those areas that can cause infections. And if you Googled big dental infection and you look like those people with big footballs on the side of their face, most of the time when we have to fix someone like that, that's because of wisdom teeth. And if you look back historically, that was a very common reason that people would die historically due to those infections.
Wow. All right, so listen, we're not primitive anymore. We have dentists and we have a chance to go and get those exams. So here's what you need to do. Go ahead and look at that information. You can head over to their website to find out more and possibly schedule, if you haven't been to the dentist in a while, maybe it is time. Dr. Graves, always good to see you. On behalf of everybody on Studio 4, congratulations on the recent wedding and the honeymoon and all that good stuff. You're back at it now?
I'm back at it. I've already had a couple days to warm up, so there's no worries there.
All right. Well, good. Well, we appreciate you guys coming in. We love the partnership and keeping up with you. And again, congratulations. Up next, as we continue the panel.